Previously on opening my new gold mine. For the last 2 years, I have been reopening a 125-year-old gold mine, and we have been drilling, blasting, and mining actual gold. In a previous episode, Harry and I made a discovery that we were drilling in the wrong direction, trying to hit our raise, and it really took the wind out of our sails. Since then, we have mapped the mine in 3D, and we can now find the best direction to connect the raise to the haulage way. On this episode, we change strategies, we begin to mine towards the raise, and if we're lucky, we can stay in ore on our new heading and connect the raise to the stope. Before we get started mining, I wanted to get everyone oriented with the new plan and where we're trying to get to. We're going to start mining in our stope room located here, and we're going to start mining along this face. This is the closest location in the stope to the raise, which we're trying to hit to increase our efficiency of moving ore. The distance from this face to the raise is 85 feet. Hopefully, we can stay in vein all the way along the stope towards the raise. If we can't, our backup plan is to do another raise from the haulage way up to our existing stope, but we're going to be in waste the entire way. If anybody would like access to this map to take your own tours and check out the entire gold mine, you can become a silver member on our YouTube channel and you'll have access to this map link. All the details are in the description below. So let's start drilling this face and see what happens over the next couple of rounds.
We're going the wrong way.
We were going the wrong way. That's right. We were going the wrong way. Harry's hammering. We were going the wrong way. We've got that out of our system now. We've come to terms with that. So what we've done is we've come over to the absolute closest place we can get to the raise, which is around the corner. That's where our drift was. If you go check out that map, that's where our drift was. And we've come around the corner here. And instead of trying to get over there with a drift, we're going to just take 15 or 20 feet and stay in ore as long as we can. Hey, that's better. And we're just going to work our way that way, essentially stoping in ore as far as we can to the raise. Uh-oh, battery dead.
These lights.
These lights. And we'll see how far we can stay in vein. My concern is the vein's either going to roll up and out of the straight shot that we need to go to the raise, or dip, or do something weird. But we've kind of come to the conclusion that we're going to just mine our way over there. We're in mining mode now. So this is our new plan. We've got the waste drilled out on top. So all this is going to get shot, and then we'll come back in and we'll drill and shoot the quartz. We didn't have enough time today to drill it all. That is preferable, as you just drill everything and then you only shoot the waste or the quartz, depending on what you're doing. But this is split shooting 101. You're taking the waste out, you're leaving the vein, and then you can muck and clean all that out, and then you're going to come back and get the waste, or get the ore, which is all right along here on the bottom. So this is how we load. This is called a prill pot. We fill it with ammonium nitrate fuel oil, AMFO for short. This is the prill. It's these little tiny beads, and it's the ammonium nitrate, just like fertilizer the farmers use, but it's soaked in diesel fuel oil, and then it goes boom when you hit it with the cap. This little prill pot has a hose, this black and orange hose, that I stick in the hole with the cap at the bottom. Where's our first hole? Somewhere around here, right there.
Yeah. This hole, they only shoot it.
There we go.
Yep.
We're going 2 or 2.5 feet in our 4-foot holes.
Now these first 2 holes here are only 2 foot.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go gentle then. So here are our caps. This is what makes the first boom. This is a booster or a stinger. So that the cap isn't strong enough to detonate the ammo. So we have this little booster, give it a kick. And then I put this in the pearl pot hose like this. And I fight the pearl pot hose up to this hole.
They're very, very expensive
Yeah,
pearl
this
pot hose.
Very expensive. Okay, this hole,
Yes, sir.
this is number 1. Okay.
That
Good.
tasted good.
Okay, that one's full. Not a lot of room in those.
No.
Here, let me get the side angle. I can get both of you in the shot. It'll look good.
He says it'll look good.
Okay. One more. Okay. Okay. Where do you go? That loaded enough for you? A little more. A little more.
Ew.
There. Yep, that's perfect. That's about 3 feet, 3.5.
I like it.
For 2.5, I don't know. We'll find out. A little bit different angle here for you to see. There's already a shoulder right here, so we can blast all this stuff to it. So we've got our number 1, number 2, number 3. That's going to create our first hole, and then we can start slabbing. There's number 4, and I'm going to take this whole row, all 3 of those. Boom, 5, 6, 7, and just go right up to that where the vein rolls up into it. So this hole right here is our last hole, and then we can come back and we've got a 2.5 foot vein all along the sill there that we can blast once we get this waste mucked out of the way. We are trying again, because I think this is our second or third wall. We're going to try and contain all this stuff. Our tool station is right behind there. We've got some muck piled in front of that wall, and that's where the majority of this stuff is going to shoot to. It's just going to go right over there in that muck pile. They're stacking bags of ore that we've bagged up behind the wall for a backstop. And what we really want to do is keep that wall in place, contain all this waste rock that we're about to shoot. We're going to pile it all up on that wall, build a muck wall, and then when we shoot the ore, that'll give us a spot so it contains the ore in a relatively small space and we don't have ore shot all over the place. We've loaded the holes a little bit less just so we don't have so much velocity. I don't know if velocity is not the right term. So much energy in these holes. I really want to preserve this quartz vein as much as possible down here. Now we got some good light. You can really see the quartz vein here, down to here, and then the waste on top. Ideally, you want the quartz vein, the hanging wall of the quartz vein as your back, because you can see this nice little line that makes a really nice back that you can that it's not raveling and stuff starts coming off. It can be, let's see if I can show you here behind me, right up there. See how smooth and stable that is? If you can have your back look like that the whole way, that's really what you want. But the old miners that came in here and the veins started rolling down, got a little belly in it here, and now it's pretty much horizontal is what we're dealing with. So we'll see what happens after the shot. Here's a look from the back side of our wall. All that's ore, bagged up. Check out eBay if you want to get some of these ore bags. But right now we got to use it to hold up our stall wall, hopefully. You got good vibes, Harry?
We'll see.
We'll see, yeah. Hopefully we don't just have a bunch of ore blasts all over the place. I'm going to throw a few more in there.
Yeah, needs another Concord.
So we'll get some more in there. You stemmed?
Yeah.
Okay, we're real close then.
I'll do continuity and I'll stack bags. And
Okay.
I'll leave when you tell me.
Okay. I'm all hooked up in the order I like. I kind of do a little daisy chain thing here, and then it's just 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. And I got my little tattletale there, so we can come in, find that cap, and if that one went, we know the whole sequence went, so we don't have any undetonated caps. And I'll hook up to 0 and we'll shoot it. Alright, we're all ready. I'm going to see if I can shoot this with my light. Nope. Not enough juice in my light battery. Good old reliable here. Whoa. Couple of big booms there. Shot successful.
So yesterday we blasted our first waste shot for the stope. And so it looks like the new wall that we set up yesterday held, and then it looks like we didn't stack the sandbags enough on our main wall. But the good news is the bags has contained the blast from our tool station, so our tool station has been saved. And that'll probably be the last time we have to worry about that, because I think there's a massive pile of muck. But you can see our lag wall without a stall in the middle there is probably the reason why it cracked. So that's just the way it is. So if we had put another stall in the middle of this, there's a good chance that the boards would have worked. But we had that span about like 7 feet, so it was obviously too wide. And you got this big giant boulder just got chucked right in the middle of it and just friggin' blasted the back out of that thing. Impressive. So I set a GoPro up for the blast yesterday, and it looks like a rock perfectly hit the glass, shattered it, and threw the GoPro right out of the back of the blast box. So hopefully there's some footage on there, but I have a feeling that GoPro is done. I had to unbury that wisdom wise I was using. I'm scaling my way in, and it looks like what I drilled and shot for the most part went. It looks like maybe 2 of them in the back didn't punch out. They might have shotgunned, but it looks like I got almost a clean face. We got one giant bench of quartz that we get to drill and shoot now. That is gorgeous. I know the boys can't wait to see it. They're gonna be happy to see the muck pile even more, because it's sitting against the wall and not on the face. There's virtually no muck on the face.
For the
Yeah.
cinematic.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, let me.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That was actually a good idea. I never thought of having someone hit the back of the steel with a sledgehammer.
We got the crack opened up and we could do that, and it was a lot easier.
We'll have to try that again. That was a good idea. Well, Elliot, how did that scaling go?
About as expected.
Yeah, what's that?
Hard as everything else.
It sucked, right? That was a bear.
I'm trying to find positive words.
No, you don't have to use positive words for things that suck.
It sucked.
That sucked.
Well, I'm getting my first eyeballs on it. That's about as perfect a break as you could ever ask for. Look at that. Right to that little slip. A little bit of ore on top. Still got some cleaning to do, but man, oh man, that just peeled it right off of there. That is great. We'll get it mucked out and take another look, but shot right to the back, a few holes. Yeah, that's how it should look. Good work, Harry. What?
I was hoping you were going to say that I did a terrible job and that we need to get another driller.
Oh, well, now you're still hired.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
That's it. You got bags of course. Well, look at that. Hardly nothing over here.
Right. It was all piled up against the highway here.
Yeah.
And it held pretty good. The shot put all those there.
Yeah, awesome.
That's your new muck pile there started.
Yeah, okay.
New muck.
Yeah.
There are some big boulders. So I think the 2 foot stem or the 2 foot info launches boulders,
Yeah.
which is great for waste store because it's easy to move.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's still, I don't know, a foot or two of muck, not two
Yeah.
probably, but a foot.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here. But yeah, after we get this ore out, we'll be able to stand up in here. I hope. I'm interested to see what happens with the vein right back over here.
Yeah. The ore that we're getting, I'm thinking it came from right here.
Yeah.
A little bit from back there, but it looks more like waste.
Yeah, there's something going on with the vein right back here that we need to check out. We got the top of that ore all cleaned off. Man, that is just beautiful right there. I'm thinking if I can get my light just right. I don't know if you can see it. There's linear striations on here that are all going back this way, right towards the face. And so what that tells me is the last movement on this plane was this direction, either that way or this way. I can't really tell. There's no chat or anything that'll help with direction, but everything's going this way. And there's something interesting going on with the vein where it kind of came up above that slip. That slip must have broke. This plane must have broke after the vein was in place because it split it right through the vein. And we got a little bit of ore in with the waste. We're pulling that out in bags. But this is the kind of stuff we're getting. It's really, really nice stuff. Lots of sulfides in it. Mount Baker lightning quartz at its best. So that worked perfect for our next round in the ore. What I think I'm going to try and do is we're going to come in at an angle, 2 or 3 rows, and try and just shoot it right back in this hole and try and contain everything so we don't blow it out all over our waste here. We'll get this pretty well cleaned up too, but that pile got shot over there just like we wanted it to. Worked out well. Some of this Mount Baker lightning quartz we're finding is just unbelievable stuff. Look at all those sulfides laced through that white quartz. Really pretty stuff. Check out those bags on eBay if you're interested. Beautiful stuff all along the vein here. Look at that little sulfide pocket. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, well, here's my idea on drilling this round. instead of coming at it perpendicular like we were doing, I'm worried once we get up this slope, it's going to start heaving it over towards the waste pile. So what I'm going to do is come in about 45 degrees from where we're drilling and try and angle down so it's blasting back up into this hole, which is going to be a little bit tricky for collaring. I'm going to come back here and try and collar on the face where I can. But the vein kind of dips or dives right here, so I want to angle down and get that bottom. There might be a little bit of nose here that we got to break off, depending on how flat I can get that drill. There'll be about 20 holes maybe. I think I can get away with 2 holes, 2 per column and 2 rows. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 12.
Maybe 3 where it's fat right here.
Maybe 3. I don't know. We got so much relief on top, and the quartz shatters pretty easy. I'd rather load it a little light and get some bigger chunks than blow the holy moly out of it.
That sounds better than what I was gonna do.
So we'll see. I think we might have a little bit of something funky here that we're gonna have to clean up the next shot. But once we get this ore out of here, then we can come back, take another waste round, and then we can square up with our face here, leave our pillar, and we're just gonna start working our way back towards the raise this way, mining the whole way.
So we're starting a pillar right here, and then from there over to there is about 15 feet. So we're going to be doing a 15-foot wide stope. Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing, yeah. We're just
Awesome.
going to take a 15-foot wide stope, and the raise is over there now. So what we really want to do is kind of follow this vein around. Hopefully it cooperates and stays kind of in this orientation so we can keep this uphill slope on our left. And we're just going to kind of roll around with it and get as close as we possibly can to the raise. And then if the vein follows it all the way there, fantastic. We'll be in ore the whole way. But if it starts rolling up or down or doing something weird and we got to get to the raise, we'll just punch a drift over there, or we might raise up from underneath. But I think at this point that's a next year problem.
Yeah.
So the executive decision we made is we gotta make ore, and we gotta go mining. So we're mining now. We're not gonna try. We're kind of combining mining and development at the same time. We're doing a 15-foot wide stope here, but we're developing towards the raise at the same time. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. But
You're almost standing up straight.
I am standing up straight. Almost. I need 2 more inches. But yeah, after we get this vein out of here, and the new stope that we're going to develop is going to be 6.5, 7 feet tall. So we'll all be able to stand up. None of this 4-foot mucking on your hands and knees thing anymore. Let's drill it.
Let's drill it. And who do you got mucking for you? Or sorry, who do you have nipping today?
My nipper today is Pat. Pat's nipping.
And Pat,
2nd time on the drill.
AKA Big Country.
Big Country.
Yeah.
Big Country's nipping for me. So we'll get him up the learning curve again, and make some more. All right, so when you're changing bits, you always put the new bit on the shortest steel.
Okay.
So your first hole with the short steel is always the biggest diameter. And then you bump your bits down in length. So the one we took off the 2-foot is going to go on the 4-foot.
Okay.
Over there. This one, if we had a 6-foot, we'd put that on the 6-foot so they can all follow each other.
Okay.
So you always put a new bit on the shortest steel, and then you just bump them down.
Okay.
So where does that one go?
2 foot.
2 foot.
And then I just...
Yeah, just beat it on there. There you go. The drill will do the rest.
Okay. Middle bit.
That one goes in your pocket.
Inspect that little collar inside the. Yeah, there's a little brass collar in there. Inspect it. Make sure it's in good working order before you try to jam it in there.
Yep. Looks good to me.
Here, let me see that.
Good.
Yep, looks good. Send her home.
Sometimes when you knock a bit off, you'll break off the tip of the steel, and then the steel is junk and the bit's junk.
Okay.
So just make sure the steel looks good. It fits nice and snug. I like to give it about a half a twist. There you go.
Perfect.
Bit change.
Got it.
Yeah, good. Okay, drill.
Well, how'd it go?
Good.
Yeah, we got our holes drilled. So it went fine. I don't even know how many holes we drilled. 14 or something?
I lost count.
Yeah.
How'd the holes look? You said there were some waste issues in there, huh?
Yeah, right where Big Country sit in the bottom 3 holes there, bottoms and waste. So I think we'll stem the back of those holes or something. But the vein's wider here. On the bottom of these holes are all in ore. So I don't know if the whole vein's pinching or just kind of right there where it bellies on the bottom. None of the holes are making water, so that's good.
You're steaming right now, Jason.
I am steaming, yeah. I'm soaking wet and I'm hot.
That's the way we like it, right?
Good combination. Yeah. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Holy moly.
Water in there.
Full of water. What did that one last?
Jason has loaded the face. Here's our tattletale. Running to our ore we're gonna shoot. And Jason can tell me the strategy of this.
Here's our plan, right? If I started over there, everything was going to shoot that way into our muck pile and get lost all over the stove. What I really want to do is shoot everything this way back into the back so we get a nice pile of ore that's going to just be really easy to muck, and it's going to be all kind of contained in one area. So I need to open up a space in the vein on this side and then shoot everything to it. I'm going to take the top hole here is number 1, and then the one next to it is number 2, so I open up the top area. Then I'm going to take the lower number 3 and number 4 over here, and that'll be the farthest left extent of the shot. And then I'm going to take this one out to open up a nice slab here and start shooting stuff this way. And then it's just going to be rows. Boom, 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 Some of this will probably shoot out and get over here a little bit, but I think the majority of the ore is going to get shot up into this corner. Right, Harry?
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Doesn't like it.
I'm of no opinion at this point. The fact that we got to this point, I'm pretty happy. I just want to get an idea. Or here, let me show the camera what we got. We're gonna waste a big giant tarp that Jason had, and we're gonna try to blow up our wall here. And behind me is all of our waste.
We're trying to keep it all as clean as we can. Nice clean ore.
But this is our highway. You can see our tracks sticking out here. So this is where our ore will go. And waste and ore and waste and ore and so on and so forth. I'm not making complete sentences. I think it's time to go. Time to go.
I didn't quite follow what you were trying to say there, but yeah, I think what you're trying to say is we got it all cleaned up here. When we shoot the ore, if it all goes to plan, we'll have a nice clean area to muck off of, so we don't dilute with a bunch of waste. As we develop this way, we're going to have ore, waste, and the highway you were just talking about is where all the bags of ore are going to go out, and then we'll just start hiding the waste on the ribs as we go back, and we're just working our way right towards that raise.
What's for dinner?
Cilantro lime rice and chicken.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I thought you were talking about cilantro lime rice when you were trying to hand me the blasting line.
Yeah, I'm done, man.
All right, take the info out. I'll take Big Country up top. We'll
All right,
shoot this.
I'll clear the mine and I'll see you on the phone.
Sounds good. We got our round all loaded up. I got the zero connected, and the way this works is I have to electrical tape it on to the cap tube. Oh, right there. So I have to electrical tape this thing onto the cap tube to connect it and get it to go. But look at all these fancy caps with these little hooks on them. Whoever makes these caps, here's a little bit of creative criticism, or what's the right word? Not creative. Constructive criticism. Put a clip on that zero so I can just clip it on there. I don't want to have to keep taping it on or wiring it on, or I just want to clip it on just like all these other caps. That would be very helpful. But now we'll go up in the escapeway, and Big Country's going to shoot this. Your first shot.
That's right.
You excited?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, this is the blacksmith shop. Harry, the mine is clear. One soul. Count 4. Ready for the shot. Harry out.
Second escape station. Roger that. We'll be shooting soon. Roger.
So what we're going to do is we got our blasting wire here.
Okay.
We're going to unshunt it.
Alright.
All right, so you're going to take your battery.
Roger.
There's those two terminals.
Yep.
What you're going to hear is as soon as you touch that, you're going to hear the zero go. It's going to go boom, and then you hear boom, 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 boom. There should be nine of them, I think, 9 or 10. And then you'll wait about 5 seconds.
Okay.
And then you hear boom, 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 and those will be the holes going.
Okay. And we're fine right here.
We're fine right here. Yep.
Perfect. All right.
All right.
You tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Go for it.
Doesn't matter which is positive or negative.
Nope.
There we go. Come on, get off.
Hear that? Do 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 do. Now here comes the big one. There we go.
Yeehaw!
Big Country's first blast. Right on. That sounded good.
All right.
All right, you hang tight here. I'm going to code call Harry, tell him we're good.
Here we got smoke coming out of the portal. Well, we're going to close her up. Smoke's coming out from the shot. Don't go in there.